Alright guys, a lot of people want to see a gun collection update video. Of course I did make a gun collection video, but as time goes on, people's collections change. Doesn't matter if you're talking about knives, flashlights, stamps, coins, or guns. It really doesn't matter. I mean, if you collect something, obviously as time goes on, you get rid of some old stuff, maybe you get some new stuff, but it's always changing. So this is going to be a gun collection update video. By the way, all guns are cleared. Of course, these are all my guns, so it'd take too long to show you each individual one. You have to take my word for it. I promise you that every single gun here is cleared. I do not store them with ammo in them, except for my carry gun. And, of course, that was also double-checked as well. So, anyway, first you're looking at my pistols here. Let's count them up. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 pistols in my collection currently. Variety of calibers. And let's just go over them real quick. Top left here is 1911. It's made by Rock Island Armory, which is based in the Philippines, or at least they're manufactured in the Philippines. Sub $500 1911. I think it's a fantastic deal. I love it. I don't shoot it as much as my Glocks, but it is an awesome, awesome gun. The only thing I did to it was put on these Grim Reaper grips from Hogue. Cheap, well, cheap as far as good grips go, but it's a fake ivory with a Scrimshaw Grim Reaper on it. And of course on the back here, there's a different design. Well, keep that in frame for you. Anyway, that's my 1911. Shoots a 45 ACP round. The next gun here in the middle is a little 22 Derringer made by Cobra. Very affordable Derringer. Cobra makes very cheap guns. I think I paid $130 for this, or $120. Just an over-under barrel. And again, shoots 22 long rifles. Next on the right here is a Glock 17. Of course, I did a lot of modifications to this gun. I made it my target gun. I put the most rounds to this gun than any other gun that you see here. I have about 3,000 rounds plus through this Glock. Perfect function. I mean, Glock just eats up any ammo you throw at it, except for maybe reloads. You got to be careful with reloads, but I learned my lesson with those. But anyway, just awesome, awesome gun. Extremely accurate, very comfortable to shoot. It's a full-size frame. The Glock 17 shoots a 9mm round. Just awesome. Awesome gun. Below that is a Springfield XD. This is the XD40 SC, which stands for subcompact. So it shoots a 40 Smith & Wesson round, and it's a subcompact version of the gun. Of course, they have a whole line just like Glock. They make, you know, full-size and smaller guns and a bunch of different calibers. Fantastic gun, still new to me. I only have about 150 rounds through it to date. I have to say I love it. I haven't had a single problem with it whatsoever, but it is still new to me, so I like to shoot that a lot more before I do like a full review on it or anything. Next gun in the middle here, this is a Caltech P38 II. Of course, shoots a 380 round. Awesome, awesome little gun. I believe this is the lightest 380 in the world. To date, the Ruger LCP comes very close, but it is a little bit heavier. The only thing I did to this was put a Pierce grip extension on the stock, factory magazine here. But awesome little gun, pocket gun. I've carried this quite a bit in the future, and in the winter time, I may carry it as a backup gun. Just awesome gun. I don't have too many rounds to this, about 200 rounds since I got it new. Just awesome, awesome gun though. I would like to make more videos shooting that. Next one on here on the left is a Glock 36. Of course, this is my current carry gun. Glocks in general are chunky, but being that I'm a bigger guy, I can get away with carrying them. But this is the smallest version that Glock puts out that shoots at 45 ACP. So, just fantastic gun. It does feel very good carrying it. No problems at all. As far as shooting it, I have about 1,000 rounds, maybe a little bit less than 1,000 rounds through it. Mostly FMJs for target practice, although I have put 2 or 3 boxes of defensive hollow points through there. Again, when you're carrying a gun for self-defense, when you get down to the range, it's always smart to put whatever your preferred self-defense round is, put at least a box of them through your gun to make sure they're going to feed properly, function properly. It's just a good idea. So I have done that, but for the most part I just shoot full metal jackets, whatever I can find cheapest. Next gun on the bottom here is a Ruger Single 6. Very old version of the Ruger Single 6. This shoots a 22 long rifle round. I also have a spare cylinder that shoots 22 Magnums. However, I still have not yet used that cylinder. Only put about 150 rounds through this gun since I got it. Sure is fun to shoot. Obviously, it's not something I'm going to carry for self-defense, but it's a really fun pistol to have in my collection. Now here was my first pistol. This is my grandfather's, or was my grandfather's, Beretta Beretta. Trying to think the model, 21A. It's called the Bobcat. Semi-automatic, tip-up barrel, very cool. Shoots 22 long rifle. Works perfectly. I mean, Berettas they make great guns. I've never had a problem with this gun as far as feeding, jamming, anything like that. People do say you got to be careful. You can't use cheap ammo with these. I would agree. When I first got it, I used some of those bulk pack, 550 round, ammo you can find at Walmart. And because they have the wax coating on the lead, I was having a little bit of issues with feeding. But once you get some CCIs or something, CCI Stingers, or I've shot a whole slew of different ammunition, but as long as it's not really, really cheap stuff, it works. It functions great. So those are my pistols, my current pistol collection. So once again, I got 22 long rifle, 22 long rifle, 22 long rifle. Then going up, I have 380. Then I have 9mm up here. Then going back down, I have 40 Smith & Wesson, and then both of those guys are 45 ACP. So now I'm going to take you off the tripod here, and let's take a look at these long guns. Gun on the top here is a Marlin Model 60 semi-automatic 22 long rifle. Awesome gun. It's not magazine fed in the bottom. It actually has a tube magazine, which means you load up this tube, holds 14 rounds, and then you go from there. It's semi-automatic. So very cool. I would like to eventually get a Ruger 1022 just for the ease of magazine use. When I picked this gun originally, my local store didn't have a 1022, but I did hear good things about the Marlin Model 60. It's been a fantastic gun for me. I've put at least 500 rounds through it since I got it. It shoots perfectly. I haven't had any feeding problems or anything like that. I put a cheap BSA red dot scope on there, or red dot sight. Works great. You saw I did a video on that. Very accurate. So that's my 22 long rifle. Underneath that is my AK-47. This is a Century Arms GP 1975. Talked a lot about this in past videos. I just took the magazine out so I could fit all the rifles here on the table. But awesome gun. It works perfectly. It's an AK. They all work. But very good value. I paid $700 for it, $699 before tax. And I've just been very, very pleased with it. It's been a great gun. Shoots 7.62 by 39, which is the average AK round. I know some AKs shoot 223s and so forth, but this is the most popular 7.62 by 39. It just works great. Underneath that, I have a Mossberg 500. This is the tactical cruiser model, which I put a pistol grip on. This is my home defense gun. Right here, you see it. It resides very, very close to me. I can get it without getting out of bed. And I usually have it loaded up with, my first shot is buckshot. Then I alternate between slugs and buckshot. So, awesome, awesome gun. Again, functions great. Price is pretty cheap. Originally, this came with a collapsible stock, six position stock, which was awesome. It's very cool. I would like to eventually get a folding stock for this, so I could still have the small, compact overall shotgun that I like in this frame, or this setup at least. But I do want to get a folding stock so I can unfold it to use it for just target practice, having fun. So we'll see what I do with that. But for now, it resides very close to myself when I'm sleeping, with that pistol grip on there, just ready to go. And then my first shotgun here is another Mossberg. This is the Persuader. And this has I want to say 18-inch barrel. It has oh no, it's a 20-inch. Sorry, I had to read there. Couldn't remember. This has the 18.5-inch barrel, and this has a 20-inch barrel. By the way, this shorter one it holds 5 rounds plus 1, obviously in the chamber. And this one here on the bottom holds 7 rounds plus 1. And this has, of course, the full length buttstock on there. And that is my it's still a fun shooting shotgun. Occasionally I shoot clays. That doesn't happen very often, but you know, when I want to do something like that, I break that out as opposed to using the pistol grip, which wouldn't be as nearly as comfortable. So, anyway, that's it. I don't have a whole lot of long guns here, as you can see, just 4. 22 long rifle on top, 7.62 by 39, then 2 12-gauge shotguns. So, that's it. That's my current gun collection. Let me put you back in the tripod here. I want to talk a little bit about my future plans for my guns. Now, I don't plan on getting a new gun anytime soon. However, you know how that works, right? It's like when you say, oh, I'm not going to get a new knife anytime soon, and then you happen to see something awesome, and you buy it anyway. So, I can't guarantee I won't get any new guns, but here's my plan anyway. My plan is to first of all get a gun safe. As of right now, all these guns, or I should say most of these guns, don't reside in my home. They reside where I shoot, which is pretty far away. The only thing I keep here, of course, is my shotgun and my my carry gun, or 2 carry guns. I keep both of these guns here. But anyway, what I want to do is I want to buy a good gun safe. So I'm looking into that. Obviously it's not cheap. I mean, for the price of a good gun safe, I can get a really nice gun. But for now, I really want to get a gun safe so I can really centralize everything. Not only, I want a gun safe for 2 reasons, really. One, like I said, to centralize everything, because I have my stuff spread out all over the place. You know, gun accessories, magazines, all kinds of stuff. So I want to have it all in one area that's easy to get to, and so it's more organized. Besides that, my other reason is for, obviously, security. So whenever I broke into my home, I don't want my guns easily accessible. I want to have them in a safe, locked up, bolted to the wall and the ground, so it's, you know, it's safe. Hence the term gun safe. My secondary goals are to, before I buy new guns, to actually load up the guns I have. I want to load up on accessories. Now what I mean by accessories really is magazines. Any of my semi-automatic guns, like my Glocks, my XD, my my little Beretta, my Caltech, and my 1911. For the large size guns, such as my, well, all the guns except for the Beretta and the Caltech, I want to buy, or at least own, 10 magazines for each of those guns. Okay, magazines aren't cheap, but it's a good investment. Not only is it easier to use when you're at the range instead of reloading right there, but it's just good to have. You never know when you're going to need them. You know, rule of thumb for a lot of people is 10 mags per gun, of course, if they take a magazine. What I'm going to do is with my 2 smaller guns, with the Caltech and the Beretta, I'm just going to buy 5 magazines. I don't think I need 10 for each of those. They're smaller caliber. That's just, you know, what I want. But I want at least 5 for each. Now, I do have a couple magazines for each of my guns, but I don't have 10 of each, and I certainly don't have 5 of each for the small ones. So that's one of my other goals. I want to have a lot of magazines, or at least enough magazines, to be comfortable with per each gun that I own. Now, the biggest thing that I'm concerned about, too, in the near future is ammunition. I really want to stock up on ammo. I'm going to have to save, you know, a good chunk of my paycheck for a couple months and then just buy a bunch of ammo at once, bulk ammo. My goal is to own 1,000 rounds of each caliber that I own, except for the shotguns. I figure for the shotguns, I'd like to at least have 100 rounds of buckshot and 100 rounds of slugs. But this is for storage issues, you know, not just for me shooting. I want to have at least 500 rounds per caliber just to store away that I never use. You know, the extra 500 will be for when I want to go shooting, want to go to the range, want to have some fun. But I want to have at all times 500 rounds of 9mm, 500 rounds of 45 ACP, 500 rounds of 40 Smith & Wesson, 380, and of course with 22s I'll probably buy 2,000 or 3,000 rounds because obviously they're cheaper. As far as my AK, I want 1,000 rounds just for my AK-47. You know, if the crap hits the fan, that's my primary defensive rifle. So I want 1,000 rounds. I want 20 magazines, you know, for that. Just so I'm ready. You know, like I said, you never know. You just never know. So that's my my first and second goals as far as my guns are concerned. Now, obviously, that's a lot of money. I'm talking maybe $1,000 worth of ammunition, maybe $400 or $500 worth of magazines. You know, depending on if I'm buying stock magazines, which I would prefer. That's a lot of money. $1,500. You know, I don't make a whole lot of money. That's definitely a good chunk of my paycheck for a couple months in a row. So, I mean, I don't know how it's going to pan out. Like I said, maybe I'll just say, forget that, and I'll just buy a new gun. But I'm really trying to stick with that goal. At least, if nothing else, at least buy a gun safe and some ammo. As far as the magazines, maybe I'll hold off on those, and over time just pick up one or two, as time goes on. But the important thing for me first is getting a gun safe so I can centralize everything and have it protected. And then two, of course, is loading up on ammunition. Because, let's say something happens tomorrow, and I'm not trying to sound paranoid here, I'm just trying to sound prepared. If something happens tomorrow, my guns are useless without ammunition. That's the difference between a good gun and a good knife. You can put over $400 into a good knife, and guess what? That knife's going to be sharp, and if it dulls on you, you can sharpen it for free. You get a $400 gun, once you run out of ammunition, it's useless. So, a gun, that's the biggest difference between guns and knives for me, is that when I look at them, a gun is just a non-stop, never-ending, what's the word I'm looking for? Investment. There you go. It's a non-stop investment. As long as you have that gun, you're going to keep putting money into it as far as ammunition goes. If you're actually using it and not only practicing target practice or having fun with it. Whereas a knife, you buy it once and that's it. It's good forever. You don't have to put any more money into it. Like I said, maybe every now and then you sharpen it. You take 10, 15 minutes out of your day to get it sharp again. But for the most part, that's free. You already have sharpening equipment, which you can use over and over again. So obviously guns are a much bigger expense than knives, even if you're into really high-end knives. As I mentioned, there's a continuous investment and continuous money being poured into your guns to feed them to be able to shoot. So anyway, well, there goes my short video again. I don't think I'm going to say that anymore because obviously I don't make short videos. So anyway, there's my gun update. There's my plans for the future. Who knows if I'll stick to those plans. I think they're good plans. I think a gun safe's a good idea, but more so just stocking up on ammo. Right now I only have about 200 rounds per gun, that's just stored away just in case, but I'd like to have more. And like I said, I'd like to be able to just invest one time and then be able to shoot every now and then casually for a year and not have to worry about buying more ammo. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Of course, things will change in the future, but for now, this is what it is. Thanks again for watching. I always appreciate it, and I hope you have a good day. Take care.